Hi, I have another book haul to do this morning, and I have a lot of books, over 50 of them, so I will try not to go more than 15 minutes. Maybe I can get them all in. If not, I'll save some and do them on another video. Okay, the first book I got, I may have already shown last month. As a matter of fact, I've got the receipt here so I can let you know when I got it. I got this on the 18th, according to this. So I'm going to show it because I just don't remember whether or not I already have. And that is Blink by K.L. Slater. Notice it's a very thick book, and it's because it's an omnibus, and it includes another book called Safe With Me by her. I read these two last month, shortly after I got it, almost maybe within a day or two after I got them. I read both of them. The next book I got is The Fearless King by Katie Robert. Of this book, I read the first one, The Last King, and I read this one, and I got it, and again, I read it almost as soon as it arrived. The next book I want to show you is Fierce Justice by Piper J. Drake. Now, this is part of the True Heroes series. Now, Fierce Justice is the 5th book in the series, and I'm a series addict, so when I and a couple of other friends got this book, we were like, nope, gotta read everything. So I read the first 4 within maybe a day or two ago, and last night I read this one. The next book I got, which I have not read yet, oh, by the way, Blink is already out, The Fearless King is already out, or will be out soon, and Fierce Justice, this one will be out February 26th. This one is out this month, but I don't have the actual day, and it's called The Cowboy Next Door by R.C. Ryan. Okay, this I got, by the way, these last 4 books are all from Forever or Grand Central Publishing, and I want to thank them very much for the books. So that's The Cowboy Next Door. And then the last book I got, and I just got this the other day, and I may have shown this last month, and this is Watchmen in the Woods by Kelley Armstrong, and this will be out in February. And when I got this book, I got it as an e-arc, and I haven't read it yet, but Kelley wrote me a few days ago and asked if I would like the print book, and so, of course, I said yes. Okay, now, to my notes. Okay, the first book, which I got in January, but I noticed when I was editing it that I did not include it, so I will put that here first, and that is Dead of Winter by Annalise Ryan, and this will be out February 26th, and it's a mystery. Then there's All the Little Lies by Curran, February 15th, so it will be out tomorrow, and it's a psychological thriller. The View from Alameda Island by Robyn Carr, April 30th is the date of release, and this is a women's fiction. Then I have This God of Mine by Sophie Jordan, that will be out March 12th, and it's a historical romance, which I've already read. Another book that I've already read is To Wed an Heiress, which will be out on March 26th, and it's by Ranney, and it's a historical romance as the previous title was. Another book that I have read is The Southern Side of Paradise by Kristy, Woodson, Harvey. Unfortunately, for those who have enjoyed the first 2 books in this series, it will not be out until May 7th, and it's a women's fiction. I highly recommend it. I gave all 3 books 5 stars, and I will be tweeting and talking and using Instagram and any other way I can to promote these books by her because they're excellent. Another book I have, which won't be out until April 30th, but I will be reading it probably today, is A Prince on Paper by Alyssa Cole, and it's part of the Reluctant Royal series. It's the 3rd book. Then I got Secrets Never Die by Melinda Leigh. It's a romance. It's a Morgan Dane book 5. I have not read any of these. It will be out March 19th. I don't know that I'll have time to read the other ones, but that's the series that it's a part of. Then there is the Teahouse Detectives, and the story is The Old Man in the Corner. It's a mystery or thriller, and it is by Baroness Orczy. Forgive me if I mispronounced that. It's volume 1, and I hadn't heard of it before, but I will definitely look forward to reading it. Then I got the 3rd book in the Charles Dickens investigation series by J.C. Briggs, and it's Murder by Ghostlight. It's already out. It's a historical fiction. I have, unfortunately, although I do have the first two, I have not had a chance to read it yet. Then I got Ayesha at Last about a month ago. It's by Uzma Jalaluddin. It will not be out until June 4th. As I mentioned, I've had it for a while, so I really want to get to it because my friend Fashawn read it and could not stop talking about it. Then there is The Victim by Max Manning, which won't be out until August 6th. It's a mystery thriller. Then there's Knowing You by Samantha Tonge. This comes out on March 14th, and it's a women's fiction. I noticed lately that I'm reading a lot more of these, and I really did not like women's fiction, but lately they're coming up. I have another romance to read. It's The Perfect Dress by Carolyn Brown. I read a few of her Cowboy series books, so when I saw this on NetGalley, I was glad to get it. Then there is One Little Secret by Cate Holahan, and this won't be out until July 9th. It's a mystery thrillers in that category or in that genre. There's House of Beauty, another mystery, which is by Melba Escobar. Then there is The Beholder by Anna Bright, and The Beholder will be out June 4th, and it's a YA, something that I'm trying to read a little bit more of. Then there's The A-List by J.A. Jance, which will be out April 2nd. It's a fiction, just a general fiction. It's an Ollie Reynolds mystery, and this was recommended to me by my friend Elizabeth, Spooky's House of Books. And actually, I'll be co-reading that with her. Then there is The Fifth Doctrine by Karen Robarts, which will be out March 19th. It's another general fiction. There's The Girl Across the Street by Vicky Pattis on March 8th, a psychological thriller. The Housewife by Valerie Keough. And this will be out soon, February 27th, another mystery thrillers. Then there is Murder at the Old House by Betty Rowlands, and this is a Melissa Craig mystery book 10. It's a cozy mystery. I have the entire series, but I've only read 2 or 3, but I keep grabbing them every time they come up because one of these days I will have time to read them. This won't be out until March 4th, but unfortunately I have a strong feeling that it won't get read by March 4th. Then I have Heartlands by Kerry Watts, which will be out March 21st, and it's a Detective Jesse Blake book 1, so I'll be able to start a new series. I next have I'll Never Tell by Catherine Mackenzie, due for release on June 1st. It's a women's fiction. The next book is also a women's fiction. It's The Woman in Our House by Andrew Hart, and this will be out June 18th, and as mentioned, it's a women's fiction. Then here's another book that I've already read, and it's The Dare by Carol Wire. This will not be released until April 25th, but I read it maybe two and a half weeks ago. It's the third book in the Detective Natalie Ward series. Excellent read. I gave it 5 stars. Then I have I Know Everything by Matthew Farrell, which is due for release on August 6th. And this is another mystery thriller in that genre. I next have here Ask Me to Stay by Terry Osborne. The release date is set for March 5th, and it's a romance. There is The Second Amendment by John Matthews, which is already out, just came out on February 7th, and it's in the mystery thrillers genre. Then I have one that I just could not resist, and when you see the cover, you'll see why. It is The Puppy Who Knew Too Much by V.M. Burns. This was released. It's a mystery thrillers, and it's a dog club mystery series. Then there's Her Daughter's Mother by Daniel Petrova. This is due on June 18th. It's a psychological thriller. Another psychological thriller I have is The Other Mrs. Miller, and this is by Allison Dixon, and this will be out on July 16th. And I am almost done, and I think I can get all 50 plus books done. I next have A Map of the Dark by Karen Ellis, which is just released on January 2nd. It's a mystery thriller. Then we have Because You're Mine by Rhea Frey, which is a fiction novel, and this is due out August 6th. I have the 11th book in the Melissa Craig mystery series, which is Murder in the Dining Room by Betty Rowlands. This won't be out. I have 8/20, and I doubt that. I think that's a mistake. I think it's going to be out much sooner than August. I also have Only Daughter by Sarah A. Denzel, due for release on March 13th. It's a psychological thriller. I have Hard Loving Cowboy by A.J. Pine, which is due for release on March 26th. It's a romance. This is an e-arc, but I believe any day now I will have the print arc as well. Next in line is Until the Day I Die by Emily Carpenter, which is March 12th, and it's a women's fiction. Then I have another women's fiction, and this one was recommended by Fashan, and it's Confidential by Ellie Monago. There's The Perfect Wife by J.P. Delaney, due for release August 6th, and it's a mystery thriller. There's Huge Deal by Lauren Lane, and it's due April 23rd. It's a romance, and I think it's The Men of Wall Street, but I didn't write it down, and I read the first two, which is Hot Asset and Hard Sell. So when I saw this come up, I definitely grabbed it. Then I have 3 YA books, part of the Extinction of All Children series. YA is new to me, but I have it nonetheless. And that first one, it's the name of the series, also the name of the book, which is Extinction of All Children. And then there's Journey to Territory, which is, by the way, these came out already. This one came out in 2016. Then Journey to Territory M, and then that's book 2. And then there's Journey to Territory U, which is, again, already out, and this is book 3. So I'm interested to reading that. It's it seems very good. Then I got another book by Alyssa Cole, and this is An Unconventional Freedom, which will be out very soon, which is February 26th. So I hope to get it read. It's a historical fiction, by the way. And the reason I paused a little bit is because I did get the first book in the series by her, and I just want to refer to my notes. The first book in the series is An Extraordinary Union, which I got from my library this morning. The second book in that series is A Hope Divided, which I have on hold on 3 online libraries. So even though An Unconventional Freedom is due for release in a couple of weeks, it will depend on when I get that second title when I read it. And at the end of the road is Deadly Obsession by April Hunt, and this will be out on April 30th, and it's a romance. Believe it or not, I just listed over 50 books that I got since, I think, the 28th of January, and here it is, February 14th, so about 2 weeks worth of books. And that's it. I want to thank you for your time, and I will list these books in the description below, and I will also include the release dates for any of the ones that you want to make a note of. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.